welcome back to my channel. Hey, it's been a while, y'all. I know it's been, and I'll be missing you guys, but you know it's a lot going on. So if you don't watch my vlogs and you don't know what's going on, sucks to be you, right? No, not really. All right, y'all, as y'all can see the title of this video, I just want to get to it so we can get to it. So let's get to it, okay? All right, so throughout the past years of my life, just living, being on earth and being me, I have worked in several and different call centers. And I just wanted to share them with y'all. And I also wanted to just put it on my channel so it could just be something that I remember in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know, because, you know, we all got memory issues, no matter how old we are nowadays. We tend to forget. So when I before recording this video, I had to take some notes down. I had to write a couple of notes down just to remind myself, girl, you used to work here, you used to work there, like, you know. So now when I write these things down, I'm like, oh yeah, I did used to work here and I did used to work there. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, it's all here, okay? And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I work for 9 call centers in total. Okay? And it's just crazy, like, and I'm about to talk to you about it now. And it's interesting because what I'm about to say to you is like half of these call centers that I work for are still hiring. So I am going to give you my opinions about each of them and what I recommend them. Okay. Now, these are my opinions once again. Not saying that you might go through these experiences, but this is what I experienced with these companies. And this is what, you know, I want to share with you guys. So, and you guys know I'm always sharing stuff with y'all. I'm always updating y'all. I'm always letting y'all know the tea. Okay. So this is the tea. All right. So don't just like automatically think bad about the company that I'm about to share with you, because it's just like I told you, my experiences throughout the years working for these companies. All right. So the first one was DirecTV. DirecTV. So if you know, DirecTV is a satellite company where, you know, you are able to view several channels. You have premium channels. They provide you with premium channels, pay-per-view movies, events, whatever the case may be. And at the time, we were just doing TV. I was the billing and technical department. And working for DirecTV was, I can honestly say, a breeze. Like the customers that I was assisting wasn't so much of irate customers. They weren't the ones that would always complain. The majority of the time, what they would do is complain about technical issues that they were having. So if y'all know, satellite does not work well in every city or state. Okay, it definitely doesn't work well with Florida, because satellite, you know, it rains here a lot, and when it rains, you already know what it does to the service. I don't know how it is now. I don't know if they were able to fix that issue, but back in the days when I was working for DirecTV, that was an issue, y'all. The weather was an issue. So if it's storming out there, you're not going to have any type of service. Your services will be cut off until the storm is over with. And that sucks. Like, you're paying for something that you could barely watch due to Mother Nature. But back then, DirecTV was the ish. Like, if you had DirecTV, you were balling. You were known to be a baller. You were known to be a big timer. That, dang, you got DirecTV. Dang, you know, you got it going on, you know. So yeah, at the time, DirecTV was a big thing and they were hiring like crazy. So I went for it and I stayed with that company for like, I would basically say, I think I was there for like 3 years. 3 years. And I actually enjoyed it. Like the people I worked with were awesome people. I never had any fallouts with anyone. I never had like, all the supervisors there were the bomb. They were just very nice people. They were very understanding. They were so lenient. It was crazy. As long as you came to work, they made it to a point where they want you to love what you do, you know? And DirecTV was a great company too, because I'm not gonna lie, DirecTV would always give us like um, souvenirs that they would provide to the company itself that was actually servicing for them. And they would give out t-shirts, mugs, the cooler bags, the bags that had like the cooler inside and you could turn into a lunchbox if you want. They would give like keychains. What else did they give? They give like DirecTV blankets. Everything, of course, had DirecTV on it. Okay. So the NFL, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the NFL with DirecTV. The NFL was always a big thing, Super Bowl. So they made it a big deal at the call center. So they would always order us food. They would have like NFL parties at the call center. They would throw out gifts. They would do raffles. They would just like spoil the crap out of us. So tell me, like, if you would work for DirecTV, wouldn't you want to be there every day? Because every day was something different. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't, at the time, we did not have an email. So whatever announcements that needed to be made at the time was made through our supervisor. And they were like, create meetings to let us know, hey, this is what the company is going to do for us. And this is what's going to go on. We're going to get, like different type of events always going on within that call center itself. So they made it enjoyable. Like, we all look forward to going to work every day. I know I did. And I can tell that my coworkers did too. Because they used to always be like, is there anything new that's going on or what's popping or whatever? And DirecTV, just like, I guess they really appreciated all the hard work that we did for them. So they will always look out and do things to make us feel appreciated. And I enjoyed working for that company. But the reason why I actually worked there for 3 years is because they were brought out. So once they were brought out, we had no choice but to go somewhere else. We had to spread our wings and fly and go elsewhere. But we weren't helped out at the time to find another company. So it's like you're on your own. They gave us an update. They actually gave us a month in advance to let us know, hey, the building will be closing. Another company brought this building out. No, they did provide us with another call center. They did provide us with another call center that was like 2 blocks away from the building that we were working at. And a lot of people was like, no, we don't want to go there because they're not going to be paying us what we want. And it was so much of a smaller building. So everybody just went elsewhere. Some people just went back to retail. Some people just didn't work at all, And at the time, I didn't have to work. It wasn't mandatory. I just worked just so I could make my own money, Because at the time I was young and I just, enjoyed partying with my friends, going out, getting our nails and feet done. It was just one of those things, I did have a car payment, but it wasn't a strict thing to where I had to pay because it was only $300 at the time. And if I didn't have the money, my parents would have paid for it anyway. So it didn't matter to me. But I just like to take that responsibility and, hey, I got money. I'm going to handle and do me and not have to worry about asking my parents for money. But yeah, but to be honest with you, at the time when I worked for DirecTV, I really enjoyed working for that company because they appreciate you as a whole, and it just made me feel so good that they recognize your accomplishments. And whenever you're doing well for the company, they really show their appreciation. So I'm not gonna lie, DirecTV was the place to be. Was the place to be, okay? And that was my first call center job ever. My first call center job ever. And I think that's what kind of like pushed me to go from one call center to another, because that's what I was looking for and that's what I was expecting from every company. But Lord and behold, that wasn't it. It didn't turn out that way. All right, so that's call center number 1. And call center number 2 was American Express. American Express was a job that everyone in my circle would talk about. American Express, American Express. And I'm like, I'm never going to get accepted for American Express because I don't even have the qualifications that they're looking for. That was a lie. That was a lie. I don't know how I went about American Express. I think I went on their website, like a friend referred me, and they told me to, hey, send in my resume. And my resume was, listen, my resume wasn't even a resume. It wasn't even a resume. It was just one page with one job experience, which was DirecTV. And that was it. And guess what? I got accepted. Listen, when American Express reached out to me, I think they reached out to me through email first. And at the time, I wasn't an email person. I wasn't an email freak to where I would always check on my emails all the time. So, and I guess they knew that because they reached out to me over the phone. And they explained to me, hey, you've been accepted. We want to see you. When's a good time to do an interview with you? And I was like, what? This is American Express? They're like, yeah, So when I would go there, there was this Haitian guy that was always, there. Well, he wasn't always there, but when he's there, he would just make the best. Like whatever you tell him you want from the menu, he would just make it right then and there. And all the chefs did too, but it was just the way he would make it. You know what I'm saying? And it was just that the cafeteria was the best. You know what I'm saying? So if whatever they have there in their little stand, if you're not interested in buying, you can always have the chefs make them for you. And then it does take some time. Sometimes depending on what you order, it does take quite a while for them to prepare it. But it's done. It's cooked right in front of you. It's not something that's just sitting there that's been sitting there for a while. You know what I'm saying? They had the best cafeteria ever. And our lunch was an hour. So, and the way where the headquarters was, the building where it was located, we were near a lot of different stores. So we were able to drive around and go to like the mall really fast. If we had stuff to pick up, there were like different like plazas where they had like different stores in them, like corner stores and stuff like that. If you wanted to grab a couple of things with, or just go out and hang out. And they did have like a hangout spot where you could just hang and stuff like that. And so, and also American Express had the revolving doors. The first time I went to the interview, I did not know how to use the revolving doors, guys, but I tried to play it cool so it won't make it seem like I didn't know what I was doing. And then they also have, like, once you enter the revolving doors, you had to stick your finger on this little machine thing. It was one particular finger. You had to make sure that you stick your finger. I think it was the left pointer finger or the right. And sometimes that machine just be messing up and it won't let me through. And I have to tell the security guy, hey, my badge, please help me because the machine ain't working. But yeah, it was just a cool job to work for. I recommend American Express. American Express is one of those companies, like, they do appreciate what you bring to the table. Okay, they do. And when I was there, I got promoted, y'all. I got promoted, and my stats wasn't even all that, but I got promoted. My supervisor recommended me, and I couldn't believe it because I was like, dang. Well, she recommended like 5 people out of our team, and I was just so happy that she even selected me. And I didn't even ask why she selected me. I was just happy that I was getting off the phones, because she promoted me to start doing like escalations on collection accounts that were no longer able to be collected. Something, I forgot what the main thing was, because it's been years ago, guys, that I was working there. But I remember that I was no longer on the phones anymore. The only time I would actually have to be on the phone is when I had to verify a couple of information from the customer, and that was rarely and barely. Okay. And yes, I dated this guy. I only dated one guy when I was working at American Express. Yeah, I dated one guy when I was working at American Express, and I was really good friends with another, but we never like did anything at all. We just hanged out, went to the beach, because at the time I was living on South Beach, y'all. I was literally living on Miami Beach, and I was living my life. I was making really good money with American Express. Just imagine you, a young teen, making really good money, and then you're on your own, which you, I mean, didn't have to be on your own, but you selected that type of lifestyle because you just feel like, hey, I got the money, why not? You know, and that's what it was back in the days. And I was living in this one apartment, and it was huge, and it was right there on the beach, guys, and it was just beautiful and wonderful because, you know, it was just safe. You know, I would sometimes just leave my back door open and just sleep, because it was just that nice wind that I was getting from the ocean itself, and it was just the best. But yeah, so American Express, guys, they are always hiring. So if you're interested, I think you should look them up and see, you know, and just weigh out your options. They are a really good company to work for. And then you can also do them remotely too. All right, so the next one is after American Express. I was doing all of this in Miami. So my first job, DirecTV, was in Miami. American Express was in Fort Lauderdale Plantation. So and then finally, when I moved here to Southwest Florida, that's when I started doing Arise. I was introduced to Arise by a friend, and that's when I started doing Arise. Then after that, I got really bored with Arise, like I told y'all on my last videos, and I got hired to work for Comcast. So and at the time, Comcast was Comcast. Comcast was not Xfinity. So I worked for Comcast for a little bit, and at the time, we were hopping from one account to another with Comcast. So when I started working for Comcast, we were more like technical, where we would help customers troubleshoot their equipment. And then that's when they added billing on us. When they added billing on us, that's when ish got crazy. That's when it got crazy, y'all, to a point where we were getting these irate customers that was always yelling at us, screaming at us. And it was just horrible. But I stayed with Comcast for like 2 years. I stayed with Comcast for 2 years because of the benefits. I was getting cable, all the channels, phone service, and at the time Comcast did not have home security. So I was getting all the channels, all the premium channels, the movie channels, everything, guys. And I was only, and then the internet, you know, I had the Speedy Gonzalez service, and I still do because I'm spoiled. Thank you, Xfinity, for spoiling me. But yeah, and I was only paying the taxes, and the taxes was like $38. $38 a month, y'all. So that's why I stuck it through for 2 years. And then after that, I noticed that it was messing with my mental state. And I was like, yo, I gotta go. Because I matter, okay? Forget all of this. I prefer to pay for it than having to deal with these irate customers. So guys, if you're okay with dealing with upset customers and, you know, people yelling at you and screaming at you for something that's not your fault, by all means. But they have great benefits. Medical, you know what I'm saying? The perks that comes along with it. Hands down, they got it. They got it. But just like with American Express, you know, and just like with DirecTV, did they have the only good perks? We didn't get free DirecTV, but we got like, you know, free gifts from the company, you know what I'm saying? Like souvenirs and stuff like that. But yeah, but with Comcast, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all because you're getting upset people on every call. You don't get no customer that is happy with the service itself. It's always some crap going on with Comcast, with Xfinity. And at the time, that's what it was. People were adding additional things on these customers' account when the customers are saying that they did not authorize that to be put on their account. You know, and sometimes, you know, you get a customer that forgets what they tell the representative, or the representative lie to the customer and say, oh, hey, it's free for this amount of month, and then they end up charging them instead. It was just a whole mess within itself, y'all. A whole mess within itself. So do you blame these customers calling in upset? Do you blame these customers like yelling at you because they're spending a whole lot of money on a service that they are being charged for and they barely use? No, you don't. But then again, it's not even worth it dealing with that, you know? So yeah, but they paid good money, but it wasn't enough to deal with verbal abuse. Okay. So the next call center job was Alorica. Alorica is a call center for technical support only. Guys, I am not a tech savvy person, especially for computers. We were doing tech savvy, we were doing technical support for computers, for Dell, Acer, what was the other ones? I forgot the other brands that we would assist with technical support, but it was with computers. And man, I did not know what to tell those customers. And it was just a horrible experience within itself because we barely got the training that we needed. And the training that we did get had nothing to do with the calls that we were getting at all. So it was just so frustrating dealing with these customers on the floor that I barely worked. I barely showed up to work. And it was just a disgusting call center too, because what call center you know doesn't have windows? And every time I would go in there, I would get sick. It was just so disgusting. It was just a disgusting place to work at. I only lasted there for 6 months and I was gone. So yeah, I don't recommend it. Okay, the company is not a problem, but to work from home, because they do have work from home opportunities now. So work from home with the company, I recommend. But to go at an actual call center where I was at for technical support and you're not a tech savvy place, don't waste your time. And the money wasn't great either, so I wasted my time. After Alorica, I worked for Ace Hardware customer service. It was a call center. I loved that company. Why did I love that company? Is because the benefits, right? And then we would get discounts with everything. So we would make our purchases, get our discount. I got my electric grill. I think it was like a $250. I got it for $120, my electric grill. Okay. And I got a lot of Yeti cups from Ace. Excuse me. Because, you know, we were given discounts or whatever. And it was just a great company to work for. They were so chill, bro. Like, that was the most chillest company I ever worked for. And what I mean by that is, like, when you're taking, you know how some companies, you can't be on a after call for a certain period of time, or you can't place the customer on hold for a certain period of time. Listen, you place the customers on hold all day, no matter how long you want to place them on hold. you're not going to be dinged for it. As long as you come to work and you do your work, they're okay with you. They're not even breathing down your neck. It's like you're working from home. I loved it, and I enjoyed working with the people that I was working with. You know, I built a lot of friendships with the people I worked with, so it was awesome. It was an awesome company to work for. Would I go back? No, because I'm okay with working from home now, and I don't want to do it. And that's a company I was working with throughout the pandemic. Because at the time when, you know, we were going through the pandemic and everything, they were like, okay, we still need to get ACE going no matter what. So we're going to send out these computers and laptops to your home and stuff like that, and make sure that it's connected and so forth. So they were working with the people that had internet services at their home first. So they were sending us home with the computers and the laptop. So it was awesome. It was an awesome company. It's an awesome company to work for. Customer service at a call center for Ace Hardware is amazing. And then after that, I left, and then I went to a company called Lynx. If you watch my past videos, then you would see me at a call center, and that's the name of the company. And what I was doing was claims for the for accidents. I think I was doing claims for accidents with certain companies. I wasn't doing it for all companies. I was just doing it for certain companies. And yeah, I mean, there are always going to be some rough times, but I do not recommend that call center, because it was more favoritism going on more than anything than growth. They say that, oh, you could be promoted for this and that, but that's not true, because if you don't know somebody that knows somebody, then you will not get promoted for anything. It was more like a senior citizen call center. And I'm not trying to be funny, but that's basically what it was, because they cater more to them than, you know, the young people there. You know what I'm saying? So we were more at the risk of losing our job than the senior citizens people, because they cater to them more, basically. So I just had to basically get out of there, because I didn't feel comfortable working in a call center where they had a lot of favoritism. There's favoritism everywhere in every call center, but don't make it so obvious. When you make it so obvious, then that's when shit gets scary, at least to me. So yeah, I don't ever recommend that job to anyone at all. If you're okay with all that favoritism or whatever, and you're okay with not getting a promotion, you just want a job to just go to and hang out and make friends, okay, then do it. But nah, I don't recommend that job for no one. The next one is CVS, y'all. CVS, I wish I would have stayed there longer, but the problem is that when I started with them, no, when I did training, I wasn't trained properly. The trainer didn't even know what they were saying at the time. They just kept saying, hey, you know, I'm new at this. You know, I was trained for this department when I actually worked for another department. And I'm just like, how was that fair to us? She didn't know what she was talking about. But they were just pushing us out there, just wanting us to, hey, eventually when you get on the floor, you're going to get it. It's not going to be so hard. It was hard. Customers, patients calling me and asking me to do this and do that. I didn't even know where to click to find half of the stuff that they were asking y'all. And that made me feel so uncomfortable. Have you ever worked for a company that you don't know what the heck you're doing? But they were paying really, really good money. And it was work from home, y'all. And they have great, when I say great benefits, they have great benefits. But now I looked into CVS. Now they're wanting people to take the COVID test. Why do you need a COVID test when you're working from home again? Why do you need it? What's the whole point of that? That's just weird to me. But anyway. Yeah, so that's CVS. But I do recommend CVS, guys, because they have great benefits. The pay is awesome. You done seen it. I done posted. So just go for it if you are vaccinated already. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not vaccinated, try to still see if you can post and see if they would overlook that. I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you about that. But the next one was Omni interactions, y'all. On my past videos, y'all know I've been talking about Omni interactions and my experience with it. So I did not work for Omni interactions, y'all. I completed the training for the it was for TurboTax. Remember when I was telling y'all how they let us listen to some calls and the majority of them was irate, and how one of the representatives, when she placed the customer on hold, she said a bad word, and they recorded that, but they did let her go. Do you blame her if every call is irate? Nah, I got scared and I never went along with it, but I did pass it, and they were like providing me with hours and everything like that, but I just didn't take it because I was scared. And anyways, I wasn't so focused in the training anyway, so I really didn't know, like, you know, how to go about a call if I was to get one. And then I also didn't like the fact, like, how we had to get on camera to assist the customer. I'm working from home for a reason, so nobody won't see me. Why should I get on camera to be seen? That's why I didn't proceed with it. And then, of course, I did, you know, a gyro as well, roadside assistance. So, yeah, I already know how I feel about a gyro. I'm not even going to talk about it, okay? And then after that, you know, I did United Healthcare training. I didn't even get a chance to get on the floor because I just didn't want to proceed with it because it was just so much. It was overwhelming and I got scared, and they didn't want to work on my schedule, and the schedule that they were giving me was an inconvenience for me. And, you know, my schedule is working around my kids' schedule. So they wouldn't work with me on a schedule. So I had to say, peace, be gone. I gotta go. So sorry, can't make it. But yeah, so those were basically all the call center jobs that I have worked for, y'all. Right? That's a lot, huh? Because your girl was hopping from one to another, one call center to another. So I was just like trying to get to the money, okay? And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll get to a call center where you're just like, you're not what I thought you would be. You know, I'm tired of you, or I'm just bored of you now. I want to try something else, you know? And that's what every other job, that's just not what call centers, that's just what jobs, period. And, you know, I'm just the type of person, like, I get bored quick with certain things, and I like the fact that I have options, you know, different options where it would allow me to weigh out my options. So, you know, guys. So, yeah, so that's basically it, guys. I hope that, you know, you enjoyed this video, and I enjoyed making this video because I never actually really thought about my experiences with these companies. Like, I know, like, you know, when people's like, oh, you know, I work for companies I'm at call center and for call centers basically all my life. And I'm like, yeah, me too, you know, but I never actually thought about, dang, you know, like, how do I look at these call centers that I work for? And just sharing it with you guys just really opened up my eyes a little bit and be like, dang, girl, you work through a lot of call centers, and you only have 3 of them that you recommend? Yes, only 3, okay? And the only 3, like I said, was number 1, hands down, number 1, hands down, American Express. Number 1, hands down. American Express, you can easily get promoted, okay? Easily get promoted. I do recommend American Express. Get that money, honey. Get that money. And it looks good on your resume because people be like, dang, she worked for American Express. Wow, she a hot shot, because they know American Express ain't just not going to hire. I mean, American Express don't hire anybody. And then that's why I'm telling you, I'm just shocked that they even hired me. And I have a friend that's still working for American Express to this day. It's probably going on 10 years for her being with that company. And she's in a higher position. So it's just like, whoa, anybody can, you can do it. You can do it. So American Express, hands down, is the #1 company that I recommend. Okay. And let me see. I have to look at my list, y'all. The list that I showed y'all that I recommend. And then the second one will be Ace Hardware Call Center. Ace Hardware is the second one I recommend because you get discounts, with all the products that they have on their websites. They're not really hard on you. They're not on your back 24/7. I don't know about the promotion part, depending on where you work. I'm not sure how that works. But yeah, that's my second recommendation. And then the third one will be, drum roll please. I don't know. I would say CVS. CVS, I recommend. You know why? CVS has a lot of opportunity for you. They pay really good. Their benefits are on point. So I do recommend. CVS. Okay? So CVS is still hiring, guys. American Express is still hiring too. So look into those two companies, y'all. Look into those two companies and give it your best shot, because the least that they can say is no, you're not qualified. Okay? But that don't mean you're not good enough. You're just not qualified. You don't have the qualifications that they're looking for at this time. All right. Aww. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, I have a channel that I created. It's still under construction, y'all, because I don't have a picture on it yet. But it's in the making. And go ahead to that plant channel and subscribe. Even though you don't like plants, eventually you will, by subscribing to my plant channel. Guys, I am starting an Amazon storefront, and I'm so excited about it, because this is where, whatever I buy and the finds that I find, I'm going to post it on there. And then, so just in case, if you always wanted to purchase something or you were curious about something, you can always check out my Amazon storefront. All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much. I love you all. Hi to my new subbies. Welcome. And to my ride or dies. Love you guys. Take care. I'll see you next time on the next video. Bye.